Итак, приветствуем лифтеры вас на платформе Лифта Space, и у нас сегодня в гостях будет делиться и лифтить с нами Lothar Pirc с темой «Хорошее здоровье в старости». Как по мне, очень ценная тема, всем она нам грозит, в хорошем смысле этого слова. Старость мы не обойдем уж точно, а вот какое у нас будет здоровье в старости, это зависит от нас, и Lothar Pirc нам в этом поможет. Lothar, hello.
Hello, nice
Wie
to meet
geht's?
you. Es geht sehr gut, danke.
Unfortunately, my German language finished. I don't speak, but I'm happy to see you here on our platform. And it's our 6th day of our marathon. And we are so happy that you are with us, and we want to hear your speech about health and how to stay healthy a bit older.
Yes, that's very nice. Can you see my chart here?
I can see you. You look very handsome.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, it's a great. Are we already starting now?
Yes, please. Yes, please, Lothar.
Yes, I'm very happy to connect it to all the people in the Russian-speaking countries, in Ukraine and Russia and Kazakhstan and many more. And it's my very great honor and joy to speak to you all today and to share some of the experiences we have made and to give the audience some tips what they can do to remain healthy in these especially challenging times that we have now.
Yes, it's challenging times, but for sure you will share with us your experience and hope some insights how to live fulfilled life.
Yes, yes. So would you like me to share my screen, my presentation with the audience?
Yes, yes, please, please. Everybody expect.
Yes. Just a moment, please. So I'm the owner and the founder of the Maharishi Ayurveda Health Center here in Bad Ems, Germany. You see this beautiful building here. It used to be the palace of Emperor Wilhelm I, and politics was made in Bad Ems, and also many celebrities from Ukraine and Russia came, including the Russian Tsar. And the place is very famous for the hot springs that are under the building. And about 30 years ago, the state government has invited Dr. Karin Pirc and myself to start the Maharishi Ayurveda Health Center here in Germany. And I think for those who don't know about Ayurveda yet, Ayurveda is the most ancient and most complete healthcare system of the world. It originates from the Himalaya region, and it means literally Ayush science, Ayush life, and Veda science. So both together is the science of life. And the goals of this ancient healthcare system is mainly prevention. It is very effective for rejuvenation, getting younger, for revitalization. And it's also very effective in the treatment of chronic diseases for cure. But the spiritual value within Ayurveda is to actually achieve enlightenment, the state of the unfoldment of our full potential. And I believe, having worked with Ayurveda now for almost 40 years, that this knowledge, if it would be applied already in school and kindergarten, we would be able within a few generations to go in a direction of a disease-free society. This knowledge was to some extent lost in its completeness, and the great sage Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, my teacher, he was enlivening this knowledge and systematizing it and bring it back to its full value together with the great family traditions of Vaidyas, the Vedic families in India. Like a puzzle, he was bringing all the parts that were lost, that originally belonged to Ayurveda, back to its completeness. And when we look at the Ayurvedic scriptures, how health is defined, real health is defined when the doshas, those are the metabolic principles, when they are in balance, when our agni, our appetite is good, when our tissues, the dhatus, are functioning normally, and when the excretions, the malas, are in balance. And now comes the very important part of the definition of health, whose self, mind, senses remain full of bliss, that means inner happiness. He is called a healthy person. Let me just explain a little bit about the doshas. We have the 5 elements, as you can see here on the chart. Air and space give rise to the Vata dosha. This is responsible for the channels of the body, the transport, the movement, the communication. And then we have from the fire element, the Pitta dosha, which is responsible for metabolism, digestion, and transformation. And finally, from the water and earth element, the Kapha dosha is rising, which is responsible for the dhatus, the tissues, the cohesion, the structure, and the water system. And it's very important that those kind of metabolic principles, that they are in balance to be healthy. Now, there's something very unique about Ayurveda and very much different from modern medicine. And that is that we know in Ayurveda that all diseases are just resulting from imbalances. Imbalances in the mind, imbalances in the body through wrong behavior, or even from the environment. And through these imbalances, the doshas get out of balance and diseases develop in 6 stages. And modern medicine, in spite of all the great advances, and we do need modern medicine, but modern medicine is only able to detect when the diseases already have fully manifested in stage number 5. And Ayurveda has a system, many systems, but most systematically revived by Maharishi and the family traditions, which is called Nadi Vigyan, the art of pulse diagnosis, where the experienced Ayurveda physician can detect by the different qualities of the beating of the pulse, the diseases before they arise. And we are not treating diseases, we're just treating imbalances. And when we detect the imbalances before the manifestation of the actual disease, it's much easier to treat. And we have about 20, 30 different therapeutic treatment modalities. I just mentioned here some of the most important ones. First, the transcendental meditation, I will explain later. It's a very profound technique for reaching inner bliss consciousness, unbounded awareness, which is balancing automatically so many problems. Then we have the herbal medicines. We have about 800 certified herbal medicines. And these herbal medicines, they are not suppressing symptoms like modern medicine does, but they are enlivening the inner intelligence of the body that is weakened. Very important in Ayurveda is the proper diet according to the constitution. according to the seasons, to the time of the day. And the diet is so important that the Vedic texts say, if you have the proper herbs, but the wrong diet, the herbs will not really be able to work fully. And if you have the proper diet, you don't even need the herbs. So diet is a very important part. Daily routine, like getting up on time, going to bed on time, have the main meal for lunch is very important. And a great specialty of my clinic here in Germany is the Panchakarma treatment, which is systematically detoxifying and rejuvenating our physiology. Then we are also using yoga asanas, postures, pranayama, breathing exercises, aromatherapy. And we don't have so much time today, but there are even collective approaches for health through the group dynamics of consciousness. That means when many people experience inner bliss through transcendental meditation, the stress level and related to that, violence in society is also being reduced. And there's a lot of scientific evidence for that. Just coming now to the transcendental meditation technique to unfold our full potential of consciousness. It's very easy to learn and very effortless to practice. We practice about 20 minutes. Anybody can learn, independent from belief or lifestyle. It just needs a qualified, authorized teacher who has been trained by Maharishi Mahesh Yogi. And it takes about 5-6 days, 2 hours a day to learn it. And when you have learned it, you learn how, with your closed eyes, the mind dives within, transcends, goes beyond the activity, and finally reaches a state of inner unbounded bliss consciousness. And the physiological rest that one is experienced during the transcendental meditation technique is about twice as deep as during the deepest phase of sleep. And that, in a very natural way, enables our body to release the deep-rooted stresses and tension. And we know about 80% of all diseases are psychosomatic diseases. And transcendental meditation is a wonderful tool to help to really become healthy from inside. It comes from a very ancient tradition, and it's taught in a traditional way. And I have been a teacher for almost 40 years, and I've taught in all continents. And it's just amazing, also with our patients here in Bad Ems, how they benefit from this simple technique of transcendental meditation, even after a few days. There are about 700 scientific studies. I just mentioned here 2 or 3. There's a comparative study called a meta-analysis. There are 146 studies worldwide about the effect of relaxation techniques to reduce fear and anxiety. And in this study, it shows that in the blue bar here, that transcendental meditation is more than twice as effective as the other meditation techniques to reduce fear and anxiety. This study was financed by the National Institute of Health in the United States of America, showing that people who have been suffering for 20 years with high blood pressure, that transcendental meditation is 4 times as effective as a combination of diet and exercise, and about twice as effective as the progressive muscle relaxation. And within a 3-month period of time, big relief. And there were many more studies showing that transcendental meditation is the most effective meditation technique to reduce high blood pressure. Also, because of the deep relaxation, the aging process is slowed down. People who have been practicing for 5 years, their physiological age is about 5 years younger than the average. In this case, the average age was 40. And people who have been meditating for more than 5 years TM regularly, their biological age was even reduced by 12 years. Can you imagine that? This study was done by the biggest health insurance company in the United States of America. They have in the state of Iowa about 500,000 members. 2,000 of those have been practicing TM. And what we see here, for example, the costs for treating heart diseases went down by 87%, the treatment of cancer by 56%, and the costs for treating nervous disorders even reduced by 94%. So I really recommend everybody to learn and practice this wonderful technique, this gift from India, the land of the Veda, revived by Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, the simple technique of transcendental meditation. Now in my center, we are focusing on Panchakarma. 5 action is what it means to purify the body channels so that the inner intelligence can flow effortlessly. And Panchakarma is a very, very beautiful treatment. I just show you some little movie that you get an idea. First, we see here our center, just that you get an idea. This is one of the suites. This is one of our thermal swimming pools, some of our guest service staff. This is our doctor's area. We also have a very good Indian doctor here. This is one of the treatment wings, one of the treatment rooms. We have our own organic vegetarian kitchen. This is our own restaurant here. Very delicious gourmet food. In the evening, we have lectures for our guests. We even have a teaching kitchen, as you can see here. Then we offer the yoga asanas, pranayama exercises for the breathing. And if you like, also, you can learn transcendental meditation here. Also, we have a little shop, and this is a picture from above to the city here. Just a moment. So this is some of the studies. When you do Panchakarma, you have some change in the diet, and you get some laxative, and you have some, we have about 40 different kinds of massage, and we're using herbalized oils, very precious herbalized oils, and the ladies are always treated by ladies, the men by men, and always 2 technicians treat 1 patient. And that explains why we need 90 staff members to take care of about 30 patients. Now, in this study, they measured the environmental toxins, pesticides and herbicides in the blood. And they usually have a half duration time of 25 years. And it shows that only after 12 days of Panchakarma, the 10 environmental toxins were reduced by 58% already. The harmful cholesterol is reduced significantly. This was a study done by the University of Freiburg in Germany. And this is a study done on one of our herbal preparations that shows that preparation is called Amrit Kalash. And it was given through ladies who were after breast cancer treatment, receiving chemotherapy, which has many, many side effects. And they found in 22 categories of side effects that in 21, the side effects were reduced by half, like here in the case of vomiting, by taking this very valuable Ayurvedic preparation. So you can imagine how much suffering can be prevented if this preparation would be taken in advance at the early stages of cancer even, which Ayurveda can detect in many cases. So the Panchakarma treatment with this wonderful synchronized oil massages, and many other heat applications treating the intestine, is benefiting all areas of chronic diseases like autonomic nervous disorders, gynecological disorders, cardiovascular disorders, digestive problems, metabolic problems, joint and spinal disorders, breathing problems. Even with allergies, we have very good results, skin diseases, and even neurological disorders. And we see when people come to get the treatment for one disease, that other diseases are also greatly benefiting after 10, 14 days or even 3 weeks of treatment. Now, the clinic has treated over 30,000 people in the last 28 years. And the clinic has received more than 25 national and international awards, including from Russia, the Academy of Sciences, and the Indian health minister, actually 4 health ministers from India visited the clinic. And many independent agencies have tested our clinic and found it to be one of the very best in the West, offering authentic Ayurveda. This is here a picture of our staff some years ago. They're very caring for our guests, very well-trained staff, wonderful people. It's a great joy to work here. So this was just a little summary to give you an impression about the Panchakarma clinic here at Bad Ems, Germany. Now I would just like to give you some advices what the audience listening today can do at home with simple measures to improve their health. And the key word here is reducing ama. Ama is undigested food. Ama means toxins, and through wrong thinking and negative emotions over a long time, we can also create mental ama. And I want to explain now in the next few minutes what is ama and how ama can be reduced. In the classical Ayurvedic texts, they say that eating before the previous meal is digested is the main cause of ama. And if ama is accumulating, then we have digestive problems of all kinds. We're getting easily colds, influenza, bronchitis, asthma. Allergies mainly come from ama, headaches, migraine, Alzheimer's, many diseases, even the autoimmune diseases, fibromyalgia, multiple sclerosis, they are strongly connected to ama. And here you can see in the picture, in the graphics here, how ama in the blood vessels, first they deposit the fats on the walls, then they create the microplaques, then the scavenger cell bursts, then we get inflammation, leukocytes, and then finally cancer. So we have to take care to clean our own body. Our body is very precious. And with Ayurveda, we can do a lot for that. So in order to maintain a good digestive power, which is called Agni, digestive power, we avoid ama. And so you see here lemon and you see ginger. Those are 2 foods that help to reduce ama. And when we eat, then about half of the stomach should be filled with food. 1/4 of a main meal should be filled with liquids, and 1/4 should be remaining with air. To protect from ama, we should prefer organic food without pesticides, herbicides, without environmental toxins, without artificial aromas, colors, and preservatives. So fresh food, organic food is very important. And then the food should be freshly prepared. It's not too good to eat tin food or deep frozen food, or even leftovers or rotten food. The sattvic foods, that means the food that nourish our physiology, that give happiness to the mind, that have a lot of biophotons, as Professor Pop has measured and confirmed what Ayurveda says, are, for example, milk, organic milk from happy cows, cream, ghee, that's clarified butter, honey, almonds, mung beans, rice, freshly cooked grains and vegetables, and sweet sun-ripened fruits. Those are the best vegetables. As I mentioned in the beginning, we can also, from wrong thinking and negative feelings and hatred, all these feelings, they also create ama. So it's good to have a balanced mind, to have good human relationships, and to have spiritual practice in life, like transcendental meditation, to experience deep rest and inner happiness that is also contributing to reduce the ama. So to purify, it's good in the morning when we get up on empty stomach, 30 minutes before breakfast, to have lukewarm water with lemon and a teaspoon of honey. But the honey should not be heated, then it turns toxic if the honey is heated more than 40 degrees. Also very purifying is the turmeric pepper drink. Now I'd like to give you some 10 golden rules for taking food. First, eat in a pleasant, silent surrounding, and always we eat in the sitting position. 2, eat what suits your taste and what agrees with you. Start with a moment of silence. Close your eyes. Maybe you want to have even a little prayer, according to your choice. Number 4, chew and salivate well the food. Number 5, watch your hunger level, that you don't overeat. Then you can have small sips of hot water as tolerable, but do not drink half an hour before and 1.5 hours after the intake of food. Then, as I mentioned before, try to avoid meals in between as much as possible. The breakfast should be light, depending on your dosha. And then the lunch should be the main meal of the day. And dinner should be easily digestible and taken early, like between 5 and 7 o'clock. If you do this, even for 10 days, and during the day you sip half an hour, every half an hour, some hot water, like 1 or 2 liters during the day, instead of tea or coffee, just sipping hot water that has been boiled for 10 minutes, you will feel after 10 days at home so much lighter, you have more energy, more clarity of mind. So these are some very simple advices. I have written a book with Dr. Lothar Pirc, my autobiography, The Blessings of Maharishi, the wonderful stories of my life. And the English version will be released just in a couple of weeks. You can get it from Amazon. And the version in Russian language is also being worked on at the moment. So if you go to my website, lotharpirc.com, when you click to the English version, you come to the Russian version. There are 50 sample pages in the table of content. I had the great honor and privilege to work with Maharishi for many years closely on many international projects. And I was staying about 7 years in a monastery, exploring the higher states of consciousness and studying Vedic science and modern science, comparing the both of two. And this book is just giving an insight about how Maharishi has blessed the world with his knowledge and how he has changed the world. And I'm very happy to say that I have very good friends in Ukraine who are very experienced, qualified teachers of this Vedic knowledge, like Mr. Oleg Avarian, who is a certified teacher working with David Lynch Foundation, who has been teaching these programs for more than 25 years to companies and celebrities, and also Mrs. Rada Mishenko, director of David Lynch Foundation. We have here the website, tm-ua.com, and also the telephone number, where you can register for seminars, even at Liftar space. And then again for you, I have the website of our clinic in ayurveda-badems.com and my personal website as well. So it was a short time, but I hope I could give you some insight about what we are doing in the area of Maharishi Ayurveda and transcendental meditation. And I was already 3 times in Ukraine and about 8 times in Russia. I really like you people over there. I feel there's a lot of interest in deep spiritual knowledge. And I feel in your part of the world, The heart is very developed, and I'm looking forward for Corona times to be over, to be able to visit you again. Thank you very much and all the best to you. And now I'm happy to answer questions.
Namaste, Lothar.
Namaste.
So it was really interesting. And, I wish our next marathon of Lift a Space might be in your clinic. It looks so organic, so nice, so silent.
Yeah,
it's the best place for transformation, as I understand.
Right. We have a very nice conference facility here where we can host up to 500 people. And it's in one of the most beautiful areas in Germany. And when you come, we will have boat rides on the River Rhine with many castles. We can organize a beautiful transformation conference for you here.
With pleasure. So Lothar, we have some questions
Yes.
from our chat. So first one, are there any side effects or contradictions for practices you are talking about?
Well, the transcendental meditation can be learned by anybody, but people who have been taking drugs, they are not ready to learn. They have to be free for 2 weeks at least. For the Panchakarma treatment, you cannot take it when you have very acute diseases like inflammation, for example. Also, ladies who are pregnant, they can only get some of the massages, but they can't go for the detoxification program. And people who just got from surgery home, they have to wait for about 2 to 6 months before they can go for the treatment.
Mm-hmm. I see. Thank you. We have one more from chat. Can you practice both Ayurveda and traditional Western healthcare?
Absolutely. They both go together. So Ayurveda is taking care to strengthen the immune system, and Ayurveda is enlivening the inner intelligence of the body. And it's very effective with chronic diseases. But if the disease has developed to stage number 5 or 6, for example, if cancer is very strongly developed, then we do need modern medicine, absolutely. We need surgery in these cases also. But then we should use Ayurveda complementary, number 1, to eliminate the root cause of the disease, and number 2, to take care of the side effects of modern medicine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I see. Okay, thank you. And just also, by the way, do you recommend to use any supplements? If yes, which supplements do you think we need?
Yeah, well, there are a lot of Ayurvedic supplements that we can take. And at this time of Corona, we have to strengthen all our immune system. Mm-hmm. And the best Ayurvedic preparation to bind the free radicals, according to the scientific research, is called Maharishi Amrit Kalash. Mm-hmm. Another one is called Chavan Brush, that is especially helpful to strengthen our breathing system. So those 2 I would recommend. And I will ask my friends in Ukraine to organize, when Corona is over, that some of our doctors are coming to Ukraine, and then we can give the pulse diagnosis to the people interested, and then we can give very individual recommendations as well.
Perfect. Thank you. And Lothar, was it difficult actually to establish an Ayurvedic clinic in Germany? Because aren't people in Germany a little bit skeptical about alternative healthcare, no?
Yeah, well, you see, the Germans by tradition are very fond of traditional medicine. Germany has a big history of herbal medicines. But at present, the healthcare system of Germany, in spite of the wish of the people, is favoring very much the allopathic system. And I had great difficulties. I was attacked by the pharmaceutical industry a couple of times. And what has been able to maintain and expand the clinic are really the curative achievements. You know, we had many people who have been trying so many things with so many chronic diseases, and the people come and they just get relief. And I tell you, about 70% of our clients come by word of mouth. So we started small. We started with 9 staff, and now we have grown to almost 100 staff. And there are many centers now in Germany, but not many who are doing the medical. Many do the wellness aspects. We have 3 Western doctors working in the clinic and 1 Indian doctor. They work very well together. And I would like to see such clinics also to be established in Ukraine. And I'm willing to help.
It's a great idea, by the way. Ayurveda become very popular among Ukrainians. Yeah. And we have one center, Shambhala, actually. So I was here once, and it's pretty nice. So you have to come and to show us and to learn and transform us more in this sphere. It's very interesting. So we have some live connections. Yes. And please, Jean, are you online?
Hello, salut.
Hello.
Salut, Lothar. Je m'appelle Jean and I'm from France. So first of all, thank you very much for your presentation. It was very useful, and I'm thinking I'm starting practice with meditation. But could you please answer response to my question? So what are some of the excuses people make and not to take care of their health? So how to fight these excuses?
Oh, well, everybody has the freedom. We are not forcing anybody. We can just inform about the knowledge and about the benefits, and that we really should do. But, you know, if people are not interested, there is not much we can do.
Oui, oui.
Yeah.
Merci, Jean. We have.
Merci, Lothar. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Great. Germany, France, Ukraine. Lift a Space, connect. And next call from Anna.
Good day. Good day.
Yes, good day.
My name is Anna, and I want to ask you if you could recommend only one habit to take up to get healthier, what would it be?
Well, if you
the main for you, the main, yeah.
Yeah, the main thing really that has changed the life of so many millions of people is really the practice of transcendental meditation. Because when we are experiencing this innermost happy, unbounded silence, then we become more alert during our day, our intuition improves, and we are starting to reduce negative habits in a very automatic way. So by unfolding consciousness, many things are taken care of. But if you ask from the point of view of diet for advice, if only one thing, then I would suggest try to have a balanced life, not to eat in between meals, and sip hot water during the day. The water should be cooked like for 10 or 20 minutes, and it helps to get rid of a lot of ama just by sipping hot water. And it doesn't cost anything, and you feel, after 10 days a week, you feel very much better.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, because I cannot hear you right now, but anyway, just I want to say thank you so much for your insightful lecture, and we are looking forward to having you here in Ukraine, and hopefully you will help create an Ayurvedic clinic here in Ukraine. And we wish you personal health, wealth. And thank you so much for sharing with us your experience and show us your beautiful place where you create and inspire and transform.
Yeah, I want to thank you and congratulate you for organizing this wonderful conference. This is what the time is needing, the transformation. And for me, it was really a joy and an honor to be part of that. And I hope to see you again. Thank you so much. Namaste.
Thank you very much for joining us, and we are letting you go, and have a great evening.